A diplomatic crisis is unfolding as the United States leads an attempt to oust the elected president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and replace him with a non-elected figure named Juan Guaido. Now, RT correspondent Dan Cohen is outside the Venezuelan embassy and has all of the latest details. Dan?
Well, Scotty, you can see the Venezuelan embassy here in Washington directly behind me, and it may be the last days that this building is operating. Now, the United States has recognized as interim president of Venezuela, a figure that until recently few had ever even heard of. His name is Juan Guaido, and in response to the Trump administration's move, the elected president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has ordered a total revision of diplomatic ties with the United States. Now, on Wednesday, Maduro ordered all American diplomats out of Venezuela. Secretary Pompeo rejected that today, saying Maduro is illegitimate and cannot actually do that. The Trump administration is also saying that American diplomats, they will stay in Venezuela, and on top of that, Venezuelan diplomats in the U.S. will be expelled and replaced by representatives of the non-elected president, Guaido. Now, President Trump was speaking to reporters in the White House on Thursday, and he was asked about potential military intervention in Venezuela, which he did not rule out.
Are you considering a military option for Venezuela?
We're not considering anything, but all options are on the table.
Does that mean you're considering those?
We're just, all options, always, all options are on the table.
Now, the Venezuelan defense minister, as well as a host of military officials, have voiced support for the Maduro government.
The people of Venezuela, as a result of free and fair elections, chose the citizen Nicolas Maduro Moros as president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and commander-in-chief of the National Armed Forces. The Bolivarian Armed Forces, as guarantor of this sovereign decision, has the duty as well as the moral and ethical obligation to defend this sovereign will.
The Trump administration's national security advisor, John Bolton, spoke to reporters earlier today, and he told them that the Trump administration is working to cut off revenues from the Maduro government.
We think, consistent with our recognition of Juan Guaido as the constitutional interim president of Venezuela, that those revenues should go to the legitimate government. It's very complicated. We're looking at a lot of different things we have to do, but that's in process.
Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on the phone earlier, and he said, quote, "Destructive interference from the outside grossly violates the fundamental norms of international law." Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accused the U.S. of running what he called a dirty game.
The fact that the United States and a number of other countries, first of all regional ones, immediately recognized the new self-proclaimed interim president only means that they have directly participated in an artificial creation of dual power in Venezuela, which is fraught with chaos and a serious destabilization of the domestic political situation.
The Chinese foreign ministry has also come out in support of the Maduro government, and Turkish President Recep Erdogan said he was absolutely shocked that Trump had recognized Guaido as president. The UK has come out in support of Guaido, as has Ukraine, whose foreign minister wrote on Twitter that, quote, "The struggle of the Venezuelan people reminds me of our Maidan revolution times." Now, he is referring to the coup in 2014, which was very violent, and the United States actually played a central role in orchestrating. French President Emmanuel Macron came out in support of Guaido today. He wrote on Twitter that Maduro is illegitimate and, quote, "I salute the courage of hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans marching for their liberty." Now, that's not really a sentiment we would hear from Macron about the thousands, tens of thousands of marchers in Paris and throughout France who are very critical of him. But meanwhile, these massive demonstrations from both government supporters and opposition supporters continue in the streets of Venezuela, and we'll continue to watch as they develop. Reporting live in Washington, Dan Cohen, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.